It's been a while since I uploaded. It's because of some personal stuff going on in my life, and I just want to talk a little bit about it. And while I talk, you're just gonna see some Animal Crossing footage. Just me playing on my island, because Animal Crossing has been my safe space since my early childhood. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's also blurry right now. I was diagnosed with autism, and the whole process was very emotional for me, and I didn't expect it to be, because I think when you have autism, you kinda know your whole life there's something going on with you, that your brain works a little bit different, but it still took me so long to get diagnosed. I'm in my 30s, and the reason it took so long was so I went through a lot of different diagnoses since I was 17 or 18. And, things like depression, anxiety, panic disorder. At some point, I think borderline, and yeah, just a lot of different things. And I was also a highly intelligent child. And it's not like I have that written on paper or a doctor telling me that. This is I'm 100% sure I was textbook intelligent child. I don't want to say gifted, but you know what I mean. And that also led to a lot of struggles in my life, because I didn't receive the care that I needed. And yeah, and another reason it took so long to get the right, to get diagnosed with autism, was at one point, that was many years ago, I asked my mom if she remembers me being a little weird as a child, or did someone ever say something to her about me that I might be struggling, or I might be a little bit different than other kids. And then she told me that that was the case, that people came up to her and recommended that maybe she should get me tested. But she then also told me that she was against testing me, because she wanted to have a normal child living a normal life, and she just wanted me to be like every other normal kid, whatever that means. And when she told me that, I was a little bit hurt. It was also feeding the thoughts in my brain about feeling not wanted in this world. A lot of people with autism feel like this. And yeah, I never felt really wanted, even as a child. And yeah, when I asked her directly, hey, was something going on with me as a child? What do you remember? And her telling me what she told me, I was like, okay, yeah, there was something with me going on as a child. But she didn't want it to be real. And yeah, so then I just pushed it back. I was like, okay, I don't want to think about it. And then a few years after that conversation, I already moved and barely was in contact with my family, which was a good thing for me. And I went into therapy again. I had so many therapies. I went into therapy, and I was talking to basically just some guy. I was just in the hospital to get my medication, I don't know why this happened. I can't remember why, but I just felt like, okay, maybe I should tell something now, because this I'm only gonna see this doctor this one time. I think it was his last day even, he told me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. And I don't even know if I mentioned the word autism to him, but I remember just telling him how I felt, that I think something is going on with me. And I also knew at this point, like, I took a lot of medication throughout my life for depression, anxiety, whatever, and all the therapy, all the medication never really did something to me. It never, like, it didn't change. You know, when you are in therapy for anxiety, they always tell you, oh, like, if you're scared to leave the house or ride the train, the longer you wait, the worse it will get. So they will try to push you to just do it and overcome it. And I know that this is how anxiety works, and the more you do something, the less anxious you should get. But that never happened to me. I would always fall back into the same state I was in before starting the therapy. Yeah, I just never understood why. So I told this guy how I felt, and you know, of course it was so spontaneous for him as well, but he was very kind, and he offered me to ask me just a few questions, and these were like, I know now these were like related to autism. And yeah, so I answered some questions, and then he told me, you know, these are just a very few questions, so he's not allowed to like tell me something, like I have something and make it official. But he recommended that maybe I should think about getting diagnosed, but that I should also think about if getting diagnosed will be beneficial for me or if I don't really need it. Yeah. And after that talk, I went to my like real therapist. She wasn't really a good one. I just have to say it. But I remember going to her, telling her that I got asked a few questions and I had to talk. And I remember just mentioning the word autism. And you have to know, it took everything of me to even just say it out loud and be open about it. And also like in front of her, I wanted to tell her how I feel. But after I just mentioned the word autism, I couldn't even finish my sentence, and she immediately goes, no, you can't have autism because you have friends. Then yeah, the conversation was over after that. My mind was blown. I was shocked that she said that, because you don't have to know a lot about autism to understand that this is a very strange statement. But yeah, since I was feeling really depressed during that time, I again tried to forget about autism, and yeah, because that statement again made me feel like, okay, people like me are not wanted and even hated when people think autistic people don't have friends or don't deserve friends, or that they must be so weird or so bad that nobody would want to be friends with them. That was very hurtful, and I just, continued to live my life and going through the typical cycle of, trying to fit in, getting really bad burnout, getting a new job, overperforming, getting into burnout, trying to fit in again, therapy again, then burnout. That was my whole life basically. And then I moved again, and then yeah, my mental state got really bad again because of this cycle continuing. And at first I was like gaslighting myself, and I always told myself, okay, maybe it's just because I had so many bad jobs or experienced really bad things at the jobs that I had, that this is all making me like anxious and going into burnout. But then I actually had a really good job where people actually appreciated me, but I still reached burnout, and I was very confused. Yeah, then 9 months after that, like I was unemployed for 9 months until now. Actually, we are now in the present. I was unemployed. I was at home. Started YouTube a few months ago because I really felt like I need to be creative and do something that I like and I can actually do without reaching burnout. But I still felt like I was in that cycle of, like, even in videos, talking is really difficult for me to do, and I always feel like, oh, I can't be myself when I talk in my videos. I have to copy other YouTubers. I have to be someone else to be liked, because since childhood my brain was aware of I am not liked the way I am, and I was just copying other people my whole life. Yeah, then one day I really want to know who I am. I want to be myself, and I don't have the power to fit in anymore. All of this got really overwhelming, and then I just did it. I tried to find a place where I can afford the diagnosis, and then it happened kind of quick. Like, I didn't have to wait that long. I went there. I was extremely nervous, and I thought I knew what I was getting into, but I remembered it was a 2-hour talk, and then after that I had to answer some more questions, but like on my own, like writing them down. I discovered so many things in that talk about myself, and it also made me realize that I have a different image of myself in my head, because how do I say this? I was convincing myself that I am a certain type of person, because that's what I was like trying to show the outside world. Like, I was masking, I was always copying so much that I was convinced that I am what I'm copying. So when I was asked questions, I sometimes would like answer very with confidence, like, oh yeah, totally, oh I can, oh yeah, I would do that, and I behave like that. But then when they give me an example or actually test what I was answering, I immediately knew, oh god, no, what I said was bullshit. I'm not like that. I can't do these things that I'm saying I can do. It's just, I just made that up in my head because I wanna be able to do these things. I don't know if that all makes sense, but it made me feel like this whole week between, having that talk and then waiting for the results, it was a very lonely experience somehow. I felt extremely lonely. And also you get some questions for usually like family members or close relatives to answer, but that was not an option for me because, like I told you, I never felt wanted in my family, and my parents were really blind to that idea that I was not like the other kids. And things like depression, anxiety, autism, these things do not exist in their world, if you know what I mean. So I already knew, and also I didn't want to get into contact with them again, and not for that kind of topic. that was not an option for me, so I just had to give these questions to my current partner, my boyfriend. And that's also where I got really emotional, because the questions you get for them to answer, they focus on very negative traits. So it just felt like a list of negative traits, and they just rate how bad you resemble those traits. And like, maybe you can imagine that this is a little bit, it's hurtful, and it's just so negative. I realized that this is kind of necessary, because otherwise we can't like see it or treat it as like an illness, like if you know what I mean. Like, of course these questions are focused on the things you struggle with and on more like negative traits and behaviors, because that's what you want help for in the future. You don't need help for your positive traits that come with autism, but you might need help for the negative traits, so they need to know how bad these are and how much you are struggling to live like a normal life. Yeah, I understand all these things, but it was still a very lonely experience for me and very hurtful. I remember just talking to my boyfriend and be like, oh, this sucks so much. It's like I get confronted just with all the negative things about myself. It makes me feel like a horrible person, especially when he would give a high score to a trait that he sees in me, or in like in bad behavior that I always thought I was masking it very good or covering it up, and then seeing or realizing, oh, I'm not masking that well enough, it made me struggle with myself. So yeah, 1 week after that, I got there was another talk, and I was told that I have autism. They try to help you and to guide you what you should do after that. I haven't done anything after that. I am still kind of processing it, trying to figure out how I should deal with it. And also during the same time, like in this process of getting diagnosed, I got a new job. So that was exciting, but I was also extremely scared, because I was like, I don't know if I have to tell that I have autism. One part of me wanted to say I have autism, but the other part of me was like still convinced, no, if I tell that, they're gonna be focused on all the negative traits and they're gonna have an eye on me, and then everything is just gonna be very hard for me. Like, things are already very difficult for me. So yeah, I haven't told anyone at work so far. Like, maybe someday if I feel a little bit more secure, but I actually had my first 2 work days just yesterday and the day before. It was going really well as it can go for me. And one thing I noticed about me after I got diagnosed, I feel a little bit more isolated from other people around me now, but I'm also at the same time more kind to myself. Like, I'm trying to treat myself a little bit better. For example, when I look back at some situations from my childhood, like when I get yelled at for, like, in the middle of a conversation because someone, like my parents were just going like, oh, watch your tone. And I was always like so confused why I was always told to watch my tone while talking. Because I never said something mean, but people would just assume I was mean. And yeah, I get yelled at for that a lot, and it still happens kind of on a daily basis. that I would talk to people and I actually want to say something nice to them, or like the words I say are nice, but then a lot of times I still get the reaction from people being like, oh wow, that sounded so sarcastic, that was really mean, and that still gets me every time. Like, it makes me really sad that I wasn't able to get the tone right. I wish I could then just say, oh, then just demonstrate the tone you want to have when I talk to you and want to say something nice, because then I can go home and practice for 8 hours until I get it right so that it doesn't happen again. But of course I never asked that, because then that would be so weird for other people, and I'm scared of, I don't wanna have eyes on me, you know. But yeah, it happens still on a daily basis. Yeah, it happens a lot. But now when I look back, when I was yelled at for that as a child, I am imagining myself just being there for me as a child and be like, it's okay, these people they don't really understand you, they don't really want to see who you are, and you're just trying your best, and it's okay that you messed up that tone. I know you weren't mean or anything. It's just difficult for me to get the tone right, or sometimes, yeah, there are just some things I know I will never get the tone right, because I don't understand how people want things to sound. Yeah, but now I'm treating myself a little bit better. Like, I am eating a lot more veggies now. Also, my personal hygiene is also increased. It sounds so weird, but I'm not saying I'm dirty, just that I lack the energy sometimes to do just very simple tasks like cleaning yourself or brushing your teeth. People with autism, especially when they're not in the right environment, they often struggle with like depression and everything that comes with it, and that's definitely the case with me. Depression has just always been a thing in my life that comes and goes, and so things like feeding myself properly or drinking enough water, these are like huge tasks for me. I can't even explain how big of a task these things are for me. Even as a child, I had these struggles with like brushing my teeth, and even going as far as just interrupting a task or a thing I was doing just to get to the toilet. I was just to get to the toilet. I was not able to do that as a kid. Now that I think about it, it's weird that none of the grown-ups and like not even my parents were realizing at that point that they should get me tested. Like, it was so bad I would get hospitalized. I was getting hospitalized for not going to the toilet because I was just having so much fun like drawing something, and I could not be bothered to interrupt that task. Yeah, that I basically almost killed myself with it. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but that's literally what happened to me. I was not going to the toilet to the point where all the toxins in my body were just like, pee has to go somewhere if you don't let it out. So the toxins just spread through my body, and yeah, I had to go to the hospital, and I remember getting emergency surgery, and I'm not going into detail, but like also I think my bladder broke. Can't remember everything because I was a child, so they don't really explain much to you, but then I remember they would always like force me to go to the toilet and like train me using the toilet, and yeah, it traumatized me so much that now I always go to the toilet when I have to, like a normal person. But yeah, I don't know why that was not a wake-up call to my parents or other people around me. And you know what, I don't know, maybe someone in the hospital asked my parents like, hey, why did that happen? Why is your kid not using the toilet regularly? And maybe that was just another case of my parents wanting to be delusional and being like, nah, everything is fine with her. So it's crazy to think about that I'm 30 and it took so long. And I don't tell you about those things because I want you to feel bad for me or anything, and I don't even want to put up a negative, I don't even want to release a video that's like that negative and having bad vibes. I'm telling you this because, well, one thing is I'm telling you this because it's for me as well. Like, me even talking about this and putting it out is a huge step, and it's a way for me, yeah, to be like, hey, this is a little bit of my true self and I'm putting it out, and I don't care if the reactions are gonna be negative. I just really want to stand up for myself, you know? And also it's a nice way to kind of like capture this time in my life, because I feel like now like some sort of new chapter is starting for me, and I definitely want to learn to unmask more, and I also have to figure out who I am, because as I said before, the image that I have of myself in my mind is not the reality. So yeah, it's a huge journey. And also I think it's important for me to say I have autism, because my autism it's portraying how I see the world, and that shaped me. So I think it's some important context to have when listening to me or watching my videos. At least I think so. And yeah, and another reason why I'm telling you this is you shouldn't feel bad for me, but if there's one person feeling the same, or maybe having like similar feelings or experiences, I want to encourage that person to get help and to stand up for themselves. And that's basically it, I think. And I hope talking about it will help me come to terms with it faster and better. And it's just a very confusing time right now for me. So yeah, that was basically, yeah, me getting diagnosed, and why it took so long, and yeah, why I felt like I needed some time to process it all. The video is not gonna end with me just saying I was getting diagnosed and I'm autistic. You will see a little villager hunt. I'm gonna comment that because I recorded it a few days ago, and then the video will continue with me actually like playing and talking, and I can show you my island a little bit more, and I'm even gonna work on it, like redoing a small area of it, and yeah, just having fun, enjoying the game a little bit. Animal Crossing is definitely my safe space. You have no idea how important that game was for me as a child. Even I've been playing it on and off ever since it got released about 5 years ago. I just really felt like getting back to it after my diagnosis, because I guess it kind of made me feel like a lonely child again. So yeah, I went back to Animal Crossing. And if you have any questions about anything I just said basically, and about autism, or let's say about my autism specifically, like how it affects me, I can talk more about it now that I'm really open to it. It's okay to have questions. I won't feel offended. You can also just ask me things about Animal Crossing and my island. That's also cool too. That's chill. So the villager hunt is starting. You can see it right now happening with our first villager that we meet. And I will spoil you right now and tell you that this villager hunt was a big fail. I didn't have many tickets to begin with, but yeah, you will see. I had Paula on my island for the longest time, and she's my most hated villager because she looks like she's from South Park, like the show. I'm gonna just put some images up here so you can imagine what I mean. And I think she's terrifying because she reminds me of those characters. I remember it was that one night I couldn't sleep and I decided to just turn on the Switch and log into Animal Crossing. And after playing for a few minutes, I saw that Paula had the bubble over her head, and I talked to her and I couldn't believe it. She wanted to move out. And then after that I went to bed, and I remember like waking up first thing in the morning. I just desperately, the first thing I wanted to say was to tell my boyfriend that it finally happened. Paula wanted to move out because he knew that every time I was playing Animal Crossing and I would come across Paula, I would just like gag. I was just like, oh my god, I hate her. She reminds me of Parasitism from South Park, and it's terrifying, and I just want her gone so I can finally enjoy the island. So we just saw Agnes. Agnes is cute, and I had her before on a different island, but she's just not a good fit for the island I'm working on right now. So yeah, I went on searching. It's like the second gorilla we're getting. Interest-free tickets. I had him before my island. I don't like his design. I'm sorry. I don't like him. Yeah, it's such a shame because I think there are many villagers that I really like. I also like a lot of villagers that are maybe not that popular. I would like to have, for example, Spork, the pig, because I think just his name is cute and he looks adorable to me. And I also really love the frog Ward Jr. The frogs in general are really cute. And yeah, Ward Jr. I would love to have him. Absolutely a dreamy. I never had him on my island. I never saw him. I really want to have him on my island. When this is Alice. Alice is also cute, but not my favorite koala. There are many koalas I like, but yeah, Alice is not really a good fit. And I don't know if it's just me, but her lips look a little bit weird to me, and the stripes on her hair as well. Just, I don't know, I always feel like something is off, but she's still cute, just not for me. Getting double species again, a koala right after Alice again. Here I got excited for a second because I thought it was Ozzy. I really like Ozzy, he reminds me of my boyfriend, and I would have taken Ozzy, I think, but yeah, unfortunately it was Gonzo. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like him as much as Ozzy, so I didn't feel like taking him. Oh god, no, thank you. But at least Money Rock Island, yes, finally I am desperate for that money. So I'll just collect the money and go and act like I didn't even see that villager. It's Freckles. Oh, Freckles. the duck villagers are so cute and awesome. But with Freckles, I can never decide if I think she's extremely adorable and cute or creeps me out. In the 1 second she's staring into my soul and I don't like it, and the moment she turns around I'm like, aw, she's cute, I like her. But then it doesn't take long until she just creeps me out again. So yeah, it was just a no for me. Clay! Oh my god, he ends up on every island I have somehow. I don't know how he does it. I also have his amiibo card that I think I had to use once or twice. Otherwise he just finds his way to me just on his own. And I'm currently just really tired of him, even though I like his design and yeah, I really like him, but I'm just so tired of it. I need something fresh and someone new. And a pig, but not the pig I want. Yeah, she's cute. She's basic. I don't see anything. She's just plain, and maybe someday I will invite her to my island, but really just nah, not right now. So I was out of Nookmire tickets, but I decided to get more and yeah, try to see if I can get lucky. But the game decided to keep on going with giving me like double species. And it's another hamster, but I think from all the hamsters except one I have all the amiibo cards, so, and I also had her before on 1 or 2 islands, so yeah, it was really not going well for me, this hunt. I decided to sell some things that I picked up from my inventory and cooking a meal, because it was cooking a meal was a requirement for more Nook Miles, so I did that and then got another ticket, and I was like convinced this ticket is gonna be it, and I'm gonna find my dream villager. And who was the last villager we met? It was Audie. And Audie is a queen, but she is not fitting for my island. But she was definitely one of the best villagers I encountered on this hunt. But yeah, at this point I decided to not continue to hunt, and then I thought the plot would autofill, but it did not happen yet. I don't know if that's a bug or anything. Hello, hello! This is now real time Cindy really playing the game while talking. I'm running around. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a huge contrast to pre-recorded Cindy almost crying about her autism diagnosis or whatever. Okay, first, oh, we have a lot of mail. Okay, let's check my mail first. I don't even bother to read. Oh, okay, we got a nightgown and a heart door plate. Ah, I just got a door plate yesterday, I think. That's cute. Maybe I can... Oh yeah, I think I will give the nightgown to Rosie. She's on my island. Yeah, for now I'm just gonna drop the door plate. So the things in my inventory are for an area on my island that I want to redo right now. Aw, he fell asleep. Why is my lasagna not in my pocket? Hey Genji. Genji is at the moment my favorite villager. I didn't like him at first, but the more I talked to him, the more I started to like him. And he's a jog villager and I don't even really like the jog villagers, but Genji has the best facial expressions for me. Like when he smiles and stuff, it makes my little heart jump. I like to name my muscles, like in my six-pack. I've got Abigail, Abdul, Abby, Abby, Abel, and Abner, my abs. That's cool. Cool story. So yeah, because he's my favorite villager, like this is his house where he lives. And it's one of the finished areas on my island right now. So yeah, this is just for him, just for Genji, all of this. With a little gyroid just... I'm imagining that he's just annoying the duck, just chilling by the pond. So yeah, then there's a whole lot of nothing here. I'm also planning to change this area right over here. I was gonna do an incline here, but yeah, now I'm not so sure anymore. Maybe I wanna place it here so I can decorate this area here. I'm not sure what to do here. I wanted to have a big flower field, but I think I'm gonna move it to the area on the left from Genji's house. So yeah, so we will see right here. I'm trying to breed my own flowers and I wanted to have like the green mums. Okay, Genji. Genji smelling the purple mums is hopefully increasing my chances of getting the green ones. Oh, he's helping me, Genji! That's why he's best boy. Oh, he just watered one flower and was like, yeah, okay, that's it. And he went back to his candy. Let me show you around real quick. There's not that much to see, but some areas are finished. This is an area I'm also currently working on. I'm always all over the place when I'm working on my island. I work on one area and then I get distracted by another area and then all the areas stay like 80% finished for like forever until they get finished. So yeah, here I'm gonna have a little flower field in front of Eric's house. And I wanted to place maybe a bench here or yeah, maybe something else. Whatever I can find and like. There's a little gyroid hidden up here and yeah, it's just a really small area. But hopefully I get it finished soon. And yeah, I'm also still missing a lot of inclines and bridges. I keep like redoing my island and so yeah, I'm currently on some money problems. And here I'm getting always distracted by butterflies and I can't help myself, I just have to catch them. Oh, look who we have here. I don't feel like helping him right now. I'm trying to stay focused. Yeah, not much going on here. And... oh! The fuck? This is also an area I just started to work on recently. it's not finished yet, and I'm also not sure if I want to keep flowers here or if it's too much for me. And here is the home of Dobby. I changed his house completely, like interior and exterior. And I wanted to match the outside with like a green and orange white theme. A lot of the areas on my island are going to have like a color scheme because I really enjoy doing that. And at first I wanted to have like a simple minimalistic island with not much like colors going on. I wanted it to be like calm and simple, but as I was doing that, it felt too restrictive for me. And I studied a bit of graphic design, and I enjoy color theory and everything involving colors. So yeah, so at one point I was like, you know what? I really want to embrace the colors in this game and like see what I can do with it and play around with it, and that's been a lot of fun for me. So here is the house of Rosie, and she's actually home, which is perfect because I wanted to gift her the nightgown. Her house is also fully decorated and changed, and it's what she got, one of the first houses and one of the best as well. Oh my god, and she has a visitor. Can you feel the Rosie style just running through this place? Well, yeah, but I gave her this style. Who's your #1 draft pick, me or Rosie? Don't answer, I was just messing around. He knows who's gonna win this. I also have to keep collecting these because I have to see if the housing plot is still empty. I feel like I'm interrupting them, but I really want to gift Rosie the gown. There you go. Time to try it on. It's just perfect. So cute. It's exactly what I wanted. Ooh. I was just talking about frogs. I mean, I was just in the video talking about how I would like to have a frog village on the island, and she gives me a frog costume. And also the yellow one. I love yellow. Wait, this is so cute and wholesome. What's going on? I love when they sing along. She's just standing there listening to him like, kill me please. She's hiding the pain behind that smile. Yeah, in my head, these two have a thing going on. They're definitely like boyfriend and girlfriend in my head. So yeah, here lives Zell that we just met. Zell and Dobby. Zell's home is also fully changed. I just recently did his house. Maybe you will see it at one point. Oh, I have to dig up some fossils. So yeah, here it's just a little area where I wanted to use some green and red and just have a little sitting area. I think it looks very cute. And I'm really trying to not place too many objects in one space. I like to keep it a little bit clean and be very intentional in where I put things. And I really have to stop these flowers because that's always so annoying. So I'm just placing those transparent designs so the flowers don't spread. Yeah, this area over here, like I'm planning to do a bridge over here, And the rest of the area I think will be just very natural and simple. Right now there's nothing really going on here, and maybe with a little lookout point over here. So where you can just see my house and the water, and yeah, maybe a little bamboo garden. And this part of my island over here is more finished. And there goes my battery, but I think we still have some time. So yeah, I made a little park over here in front of the museum. And yeah, it turned out exactly how I imagined it, and I always wanted to include like a little basketball court. I think it's very cute. You can sit here. And it leads right to the museum. It's all very simple and natural, and then I have, it's like a little extension from the cafe in my mind, that you can sit outside, drink coffee, and it also has a nice view of my house in the background. My house is not finished, like the interior and exterior are not done. And I have to clean, let me clean this up. This flower does not belong here. Okay, next to the museum there's like a little pathway, and on the left side and right side there's like some digging grounds where, yeah, they find the fossils. And I usually plant the gyroids here and water them. I wanted to have like a dedicated spot for it. And yeah, I think it's pretty cute, and it always reminds me of the early stages of the game when you just unlock the museum and they make you find fossils. And also with a little gyroid just overlooking everything. Then if we go here, here's like I think my favorite spot on the island. Was one of the first things I did. I really wanted to have like some sort of open area, because I hate when you... Okay, I'm full. I hate when an island is so full that you can't run around and you keep bumping into things. That's so distracting and annoying, and I want this island to be finished and fully playable, and I don't want to be annoyed by playing it. And yeah, I just like to sit here and have this view. I don't know, I love it. It's peaceful, makes me calm, exactly what I need in my life. Let's actually get the gift down. They also always distract me. Ugh. Wait, what's that? Ah, okay. I don't think I need that item. So, my island is currently at 4 stars. At least the last time I asked Isabel, and I'm still short on flowers and nature, she says, so keep planting flowers, but I also don't want them to just spread. So yeah, this is my area where I just can run around. What I love about these flowers that you get when you have a 5-star island is that you can't destroy them when you run around. So yeah, you can just run around freely here. I like that. And this incline leads up to an area dedicated to the Able Sisters. There's not much going on here, but I kind of like it that way, so I don't think I will add much to it. I just want to add like a bench over here. I'm not sure what to do with that cooler box yet, but I just like the color of it. I like how simple it is, and I'm not gonna do much to this area. I'm not gonna even add flowers to here. I mean, except for that flower item, but no like real in-game flowers. And here you can see the housing plot that is still empty. So here's just a path that leads back to the museum and to my house over there. It's also not fully done, the area across the river. Just have a little wheat field here, and I recently just cleared this area up. I'm not sure yet what I want to put here. Still looking for the right item. And yeah, this is where Paula lived before, and I'm still trying to find a new villager. And the area over here, this is like the left side from Genshi's house. And you can see in the back the area. And I'm thinking of having like a garden area over here with like a lot of flowers. I haven't decided on a color scheme for the flowers yet. And yeah, make it like a garden. I think that would be nice, or like a public park garden area. What do you have here? Oh, I didn't have that recipe yet. That's good. And this is going to be like, yeah, I don't know, a little market area of some sort. I want to include like a lot of pottery items and tables, and then maybe have like some, yeah, like pottery and maybe some old art stuff, paintings, and yeah, I want this area to, yeah, just be like an old market. And this is just the layout so far that is done, and just some parts being placed to remind me what this area is going to be, because I've had that before, that I wasn't working on an area or hadn't played the game for so long, and I came back to it and I couldn't remember what I wanted to do with an area. So and as I said before, I keep getting distracted even while working on an area, so it can actually happen that I forget. And so yeah, a little market area, and I wanted to lead to like a path, and this area is going to be dedicated to like money trees, because I wanted to have a place for that. So I can just chop down some trees and plant the money trees. And then the path is just ending right here, and I'm also not sure yet what to put here. Just waiting for the right item to, you know, catch my attention, give me an idea. So yeah, still work in progress. This is where Eloise lives. And this area is also, oh, speaking of the money tree, but I think I'm full right now. I'm gonna do that later. This is another area that is finished, at least at the moment. I don't feel like changing anything. Oh, there she is, Eloise. So this area is like red and green colored, and it has like an apple theme to it. And I'm also thinking about turning this house into like an apple juice shop or something. Maybe where they produce the apple juice, where they turn the apple into juice. You know what I mean. Oh my god. And actually let's not go inside the house. I have to empty my pockets. And this path leads to Olive. That's good for you. It leads to Olive's house, and she has also one of the best houses. my idea was that her house, I wanted to decorate it like if you would live in an abandoned lighthouse and you would just like try to modernize it to live inside it. And her house is like, it has that really like retro feeling. And I also got a lot of inspiration from Wes Anderson movies, like Moonrise Kingdom. I have an area that is inspired by that. Yeah. Oh my god, too many flowers. Let me get rid of the flowers real quick over here. So this leads to Nook's Cranny. And I have a little area with some vending machines because their colors are like also matching the shop so well, and I really like that pop of color every now and then. Yeah, there's not really much to it. There's like another little, like a little zen area right in front of it because I didn't know what to do with this awkward space, so just adding water is always a good tip. And in front of it is like a little pumpkin patch, just also matching. So with the blue flowers, so as you can see, it's important for me to like match the flowers to the shops, to the buildings and surroundings. So yeah, I have this big pond in front of resident service and Nook's Granny. Just a lot of like vegetables. I make money off from these. I haven't fully upgraded my house yet, like not on this island. And on the beach is actually my campsite because it is inspired, like I said, by Moonrise Kingdom. Yeah, if you know, you know. Otherwise not much here yet. And up here is the area I'm going to redo. I had I don't know if you saw it in the in me playing it before this recording. Had like a little place over here with gyroids where they could meet up and talk and have conversations under a street light. And the rest of this area was just filled with, is it sugarcane? Wait, let me check. I keep switching languages in this game. I keep playing in English and German. Sugarcane, yeah. So, but my goal is to move the area that was here with the gyroid meeting area. I wanted to move it over here if I can, if it fits. We have to see. I want to like keep this so we can look into this area. I think it looks really cool. Have this little lookout area. And then over here I wanted to reference a Zelda game. And actually, you know what? Let's place the items right now. I have them in my inventory. I wanted to add this little puzzle you do really early in the Breath of the Wild. Now I'm thinking about if I wanted to add the pathing underneath. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Maybe it will look better. Do we like it like this? Oh, I see this big butterfly over there. Stay focused. Oop. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Oh, the butterfly is coming. My god, I can't stop sitting down. So like this, I mean, we can still walk. Even if there's going to be an incline over here. I think it looks cool, but it's missing a thing. There you go. I can now continue peacefully. Yeah, so this area needs some apples. If you know, you know. Maybe keep it like this. Should I put the bird apple like just next to it? So it's like a hint that it's a puzzle. Maybe like this. Oh no, you know what? This will do. This looks cute, right? Maybe I should place a gyroid in the middle. That would be also a very cute idea. So now for the gyroid area. Let me get rid of the path for now. Maybe I have to get rid of this bush. Maybe the lamp, the street light would be better over here. I think I would have liked the lamp on the corner more, but then I don't think I could place those stones in a way I like it. Or maybe... let's try again, let's see. I think that would also be good. Then we could sit here and join in the conversation. That's cute. Maybe like this, it's even better. This way I could still fit in the bush over here. Yeah, I think that's really cute. Oh, Olive wants something from me. But she can't run up here. She wants to give me a layered polo shirt. What does it look like? Oh, that's cute. I could keep it, or I could gift it to someone else. I don't know if I want to add flowers. I don't know what kind of flower would look good here. What color should I use? Let's go and grab some weeds. I'm also gonna park the rest of the fossils over here, so my inventory, so I can keep my inventory clean. Okay, I think it looks great like this. Let me just place the white flower I digged up earlier to remind myself that I might want to add flowers here. Maybe white just looks good. Yeah, I think I like how this turned out. These guys over here have their meeting over how to rule over the island. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you this at the area, but yeah, it's like right in front of the airport, just like a little seating area with the red and blue. I think it's a nice match, and this is where Filbert is living. I don't know if I want to keep Filbert on the island, so his interior is not changed. He was one of my first villagers, but his exterior is customized to fit this like blue-red scheme, a little bit of yellow. At least I'm convinced I made this roof yellow, but it always seems orange to me. I don't know what happened there, could just be the lighting. And I like to have like a tiny like seating cafe-like area over here. And so whoever gets to live here, I don't know if I will keep Filbert, just maybe has like a little cafe near the airport where people can wait and sit. And yeah, it's gonna match the colors here. Like the bike is also like this red brownish color matching the door, and it's gonna match the seats and tables. So yeah, that's the plan for now. Otherwise there's not much going on the beaches. Oh my god, I can't believe I finally found the log bench. I was waiting for that item. I don't even have like the normal log bench that's like flat on top. But wow, this is huge. Like I will use that to decorate more areas, and then yeah, I can continue finishing this island. Just as I was about to finish the video, I see that Zell is done visiting Rosie, and he's at home, so I can show you his home at least. So this is where he lives. I wanted it to look like an old apartment, but really like hipster. I don't know, I just think it fits him so well. And with little touches of green and orange. So yeah, that's it for now. I know this video was messy with all the pieces coming together, me talking about my diagnosis and then failing a villager hunt and And if I will find a new villager that I like for the island that's going to replace Paula, yeah, I might record it and let you know. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know how to end this otherwise. Zell already made it awkward just now, and this is just awkward, so I guess, bye.